everybody, and welcome to Solitaire ASMR. I actually will not be playing any Solitaire in this video, but it would still mean a lot to me if you would give this video a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed already, I highly suggest doing so. That way you can be notified every time I post a new video. Now, the reason I won't be playing any Solitaire tonight is because I am going to tell you how you can play Solitaire at home with some friends. Claws Out is a brand new card game that was actually invented by two of my very good friends. It's described as a fast-paced, high-energy card game that demands cat-like reflexes. I usually describe this game as multiplayer Solitaire, which is why I thought you guys would like it so much. Multiplayer Solitaire sounds like an oxymoron, and I guess it kind of is because Solitaire is usually just played with one person. It's kind of in the name, but I describe this as multiplayer Solitaire because essentially you are playing Solitaire, but you're playing with other people at the table. And like you would play your cards on top of the aces, you're playing cards into the middle on community stacks. But everyone else can play their cards on those same stacks. And so you're racing to get your cards out there before anybody else can beat you. As you can tell, there's also a cat theme for this game, which I really enjoy. Games can usually be played in 20 minutes or less. You can play with 2 to 8 players, and Claws Out is recommended for players ages 8 and older. Now, this version is actually the party pack, which allows you to play with up to 8 players. There's 8 decks inside this game. There's also the original version that is available for purchase. That has 4 decks inside, so you can play with 4 people total. Both versions are available for purchase on Amazon, and so I'll be posting the link in the description below. You can definitely check it out if you are interested. I think it's going to be a great gift for some friends this holiday season, and of course I had to keep one for myself. But just to show you guys a little bit more about what the packaging looks like, they have a really nice rainbow design. On the bottom, it says that it's easy to pick up and impossible to put down. It's perfect for family game night, but also for adult game night, which is usually how I'm playing it. It says, scratch out your competition by racing to get rid of all your cards in this wildly addictive game. Stack cards to earn points, but watch out, you lose points for cards left in your hand. Oh, did we mention that everyone plays at once, as fast as they can without taking turns? If you score the most points after a few rounds, you win. Congratulations, you are positively clawsome. So you can tell that they had a lot of fun with cat puns while designing the box for the game. Here's some information to contact them and their website, which is where you can learn more about the game and purchase it for yourself. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. Although I guess before I do that, I'd like to show you that there's this really nice magnetic feature on it. So it kind of like locks with a magnet when you close it. It's really satisfying. But when you open it, you can see the design continues on the inside. The rainbow goes all the way around the box. And here is a instruction booklet. I'll just show you a little bit of this, but mostly I'm going to demonstrate how it works by playing it myself. If you prefer not to read the rules, you can actually go to their website or scan this QR code and then watch a 3-minute quick start video that shows you how to play. Here's a little bit more information about the contents, and then as you can see, there's a pretty lengthy description on how to set up the game, how to play it. I can't really fit the whole instruction booklet in the frame. You'll have to look at it sideways. But yeah, there's lots of good information here. You can see here they have some nice illustrations showing all of the different colors, and then also how to set up the game when you play with some friends. But I'm actually just going to show you how I do it myself. These cards are already shuffled from the last time I played with some friends. And so essentially what you do is, if the deck was not shuffled, you shuffle it. I think these cards look pretty good. And then you start by setting aside 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is called your personal draw pile. And then you lay out 3 cards face up. 1, 2, 3. Now this is called my litter box. And essentially, the goal of the game is to get rid of your 10 cards in the personal draw pile. And you do that by playing cards from your litter box out in the middle in community piles. So for example, if I play the 5 somewhere out in the middle, then I replace it with a card from my personal draw pile. And if you pull all of your cards out of your personal draw pile, then you say claws out, and that's how the round ends. So, in order to keep the game moving, you also have your hand here. Let me check the correct terminology. You have personal draw pile, your litter box, your shuffle piles, and then the community stacks out in the middle. So this is my shuffle pile. And essentially what happens is, when you start the round, you're looking for a 1 card to play out in the middle. That's how you start a community stack. So I'll start playing, but you'll have to imagine that there's 2 or 3 other people playing with me simultaneously. Everyone would have their own deck, and everyone is trying to get rid of their own personal draw pile. So I've been flipping 3 cards. That's how you go through your shuffle pile. And I found a 1 card. So I place this one out in the middle. Now, if someone else at the table has a blue 2, they can now play that on top of the 1 card. And then it goes up in order sequentially, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And so, since I'm sadly playing by myself, I'm just going to keep flipping through these and see what else I can find. Okay, so that's everything. And then essentially you would keep going through your shuffle pile and look for other cards that you can play in the community stacks. But like I said, the goal of the game is to get rid of all of these cards. You do that by playing cards out of your litter box. And so, obviously, it would be nice to have some more players to demonstrate this with, but I'll just have to create some players myself. So let's say that I'm playing with the orange deck as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the player to my right is playing with the orange deck. They would have their own personal draw pile and 3 cards in their litter box. And then when the round starts, they would also be going through their shuffle pile, turning 3 cards over, looking for cards that they can play in the community piles in the middle. there was nothing there. There is a mention of the rule that if you are not having any luck finding cards to play out of your shuffle pile, you can take the top card, put it underneath, and then start going through it again by turning over 3 cards. I so wish we had this rule in regular solitaire. It would probably give me a lot more wins, but I guess it's just not how it's played. So anyways, you can see that I'm getting more 1s out into the community pile by doing that. Okay, so you can kind of see how that goes. I'm going to look for a few cards just to demonstrate how it would be played. So let's say that I find this green 2. I can now play the green 2 on top of the green 1. The orange player can play their green 3 on top of that, and I can play my green 4 on top of that. And so we would both replenish our litter box with a card from our personal draw pile. And so you can imagine playing this with 2, 3, 4 players. It can get pretty intense because everybody's trying to get their cards out before the other players. Now, one cool thing about their design is that 6s are a special card. As you can see, the 6 has 2 different colors on it. This one has green and yellow, but there's a combination of all the colors on different 6s. And so let's say I find a green 5 somewhere. Don't have a green 5 here, so it's probably in here somewhere. Here's a green 5. So just for demonstration's sake, let's say I get access to this card, play it out there. The orange player sitting to my right can play their green yellow 6 on top of that. And now we're looking for a green 7 or a yellow 7. So it is possible that this community stack could start as a green stack and then shift to being a yellow stack. Just like that. But if someone finds a green 7 first, it could also stay green. So that's a little bit about how you play the game. I guess I can also show you what happens when you finish a community stack. So let's say there's also an 8 on that stack, and someone else also played a 9. I have a green 10 in my litter box, so I can play that on top of it, but I'll put my card face down, and that indicates that a pile is finished. So the highest number is 10. As soon as you play a 10, you can play it face down, so no one else can play on that stack. And yeah, that's essentially how you play. Once you get rid of all of your cards in your personal draw pile, you can say claws out, and that finishes the round. Congratulations, you have won that round. You don't actually have to get rid of the 3 cards in your litter box, just as long as this pile is emptied. Then you've won the round. And there is also a way to score each round, and I can tell you a little bit about that. So let's say I did not win the round. I have 3 cards in my litter box, and I still have 2 cards in my personal draw pile. And let's say that the orange player did win. That means they don't have any cards left in their personal draw pile, and they have probably a lot of cards out here in the middle. So the way that you count points, every card that is left in your personal draw pile is minus 2 points. So I have minus 2, minus 4. But then, and these don't matter, you can get rid of those. So I have minus 4 points, and then every card you have out in the middle is plus 1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 cards out in the community piles. So now that they're sorted, I get them back. I know that I have positive 8 points, but I have minus 4 points. So my net points come out to 4 points. So I would get 4 points that round. And since orange did not have any cards left in their personal draw pile, they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. And so that is one way to score the game. Sometimes when we're playing, we don't actually play with the score. We just keep playing rounds and see who can finish first. But it is also a lot of fun to play with the scores. So that's essentially how you play Claws Out. I hope I demonstrated it well enough. I feel like it's easier to teach with multiple players, but again, you can check out the clawsoutgames.com website and watch the 3-minute video that demonstrates how to play. I really cannot praise this game enough. I received it from Amazon a few days ago, and I've already played it with some friends. It's just such a fun game. I think it's a perfect game to finish game night because it's easy for people to join in or leave early if they have to. And yeah, the rounds are quick, so it's not like Catan or other games that last really long. The box says the rounds are 20 minutes, but in my personal experience, they're usually closer to 3 or 4 minutes. I guess if you wanted to play with the scores, then you could play much longer, closer to 20 minutes or even more than that. So yeah, anyways, this is Claws Out. Check out the description for a link to the Amazon page if you are interested in purchasing the game. I highly suggest it. The original version is fine. You can play with 4 people that way. But if you regularly host game nights with lots of people like I do, I would recommend the party pack for 2 to 8 players. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you next time.